distinguished Vice Chairman, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and members of this esteemed committee. My name once again is Lauretta Onochie. I was born in 1959, and although I was born in the North, where my parents and grandparents worked, at 4 years old, I was taken back to my area, that is where my parents came from, Delta State. And that's where I had my primary and secondary school education. After this, after the secondary school education, I went on to train as a teacher, a secondary school teacher, majoring in business education. And then thereafter, I settled in Calabar with my family, where I produced 2 beautiful children.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And then, while in Calabar, I began to teach in an award-winning primary school, Auntie Margaret International School. And from there, I went to do my degree at the University of Calabar. Some years later, after my daughter, my first child, got admission to study at the Federal Government College, Owerri. Some years after she's been there, there were issues with her in the school. And I thought these issues are not what I was ready to face. So I took my children and I left the country. And when I got to the United Kingdom, although I had become a head teacher in Calabar, I was the youngest head teacher in Calabar, and they used to call me Eaglet headmistress. Although I was a head teacher, having arrived in the UK and teachers were in short demand, I had to retrain to continue teaching. That gave me the opportunity to volunteer in so many schools, primary schools, secondary schools, working with people with learning difficulties, working with the elderly, working with black, white. I had all those experiences. And 3 years on, after arriving in the UK, I qualified as a lecturer and a trainer for people with learning difficulties and disabilities. Now, this training made it possible for me to shun all forms of vices, because I became an advocate for people who are disadvantaged in life. And my nature being that I have no partisanship bone in my body, it was easy for me to adjust to this job. I took it on until a few years later, when I resigned from lecturership in order to look after children who were taken into care, or children who were at risk of being taken into care. These children have severe behavioral issues, and we are bound either to the psychiatric hospital, to end up in psychiatric hospitals or not, but that was the role I began to take. It was during taking this role, while taking this role, and having won an award for it, I went for a meeting where we were asked to come to support the then candidate, the president of, the then candidate, Muhammadu Buhari. And then that's how we were all asked to come to work with him in Nigeria. And that's how I began to work with him. I have seen the petitions, against me. Oh, okay, not yet. Okay.
Go ahead.
I have seen some of the petitions written against me, but it's instructive to note that the petition has not come only from the side of PDP, but many vocal people that have been against my being here today are also in APC. And that says it all, because they know that I am not partisan, that for me it's about the truth, it's about the Constitution, and it's about the law. And that's where I always stand. So I keep saying that nobody has anything to fear with me getting this role, because I will be going to represent the people of the South-South, giving them, sitting in a position where I can ensure that the votes of the ordinary Niger Deltan count. It is irrespective of whether we are Christians or Muslims, whether we belong to one political party or the other. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm the Madam Due Process. I like to follow due order, and that is why all the attacks, because I follow due process. I follow the law and I follow the Constitution.
Madam Due Process.
I will start by addressing the issue of having two people nominated and one already serving at INEC from Delta State. I am from Delta State. Mrs. May Agbamuchembo is from Delta State, but she was nominated, she's married to somebody from Cross River State, and she was nominated to represent Cross River State, not Delta State. That's one. Another question is about my capacity to be impartial. Like I said, as a lecturer and a trainer of people with learning difficulties, these are people, the set of people that suffer all kinds of partiality, all kinds of bias. I have learned over the years to stand with the law, with the Constitution, and with due process. I walk in line with policies and procedures. So I'm not going to say this one is APC, this one is PDP, this one is that. In my area, we have so many parties. We have APGA, we have other parties in my area. But since 2019, when President Muhammadu Buhari won his second term, I have removed myself from anything political, not even anticipating that I will be here today defending my nomination to INEC. It was never in my, I never envisaged it, but here I am. Since 2019, I have not had anything to do with any political organization in this country. Even Buhari support organizations, I have not had anything to do with them since 2019. So when APC decided to do a proper registration of their members and to revalidate their membership, I did not take part in that exercise. So as I'm sitting down here, I am not a member of any political party in this country.
Well, I
answered. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. The same questions. No. Oh, okay. Oh, the affidavit was at the early stage of my returning to Nigeria when somebody libeled me. I had just returned to the country and working with Mr. President. So as at that time, yes. So and then, but like I said, from 2019, after the president was elected for the second term, my duty in politics was ended, and it stopped. And I didn't, nobody, the media, they are here, none of them can say they have, prior to then, I was on every TV, I was on radio, I was writing for newspapers, I was everywhere, but from 2019, none of them will say they have seen me in their station. I have stayed away from all those things, just concerned with supporting Mr. President.
So at what point did you discontinue?
Sorry.
Please state it, but state it.
Distinguish.
To have a validation of party registration. That
Distinguish.
is the point.
Excuse me.
Distinguish.